Hey everyone, I'd like to walk you through the student gi experience, if I could. So this video is especially for those first-timers who are trying to buy a gi and figure out what exactly it is you're getting after all, and what those weights even mean. So to get this done, I'd like to give you a closer look at the table here, so let's zoom into that. When you first get your student gi, it's going to look like this. Now, every gi comes with a standard white belt. And the reason why that is because we can't assume, and this goes for any uniform actually, can't assume that you're anything above a white belt. So it wouldn't make sense to send out greens or blacks or browns or anything like that. So every gi you're going to get is going to come with a white belt. So ultimately, if you buy a bunch of gis, you're going to have a couple extra white belts laying around. That's no problem. So the student gi lives inside the world between a cotton t-shirt and a heavyweight gi. So with a cotton t-shirt, you'll notice that it's flimsy, comfortable, lightweight, and most student gis are a mix between cotton and polyester. And that blend is going to change a little bit, but a lot of times it's higher cotton than polyester. So let's open it up here and see what we got. This particular student gi has elastic waist pants here with a drawstring in addition. Now this is great for kids because the traditional drawstring pant tends to be a little complicated for them, so they want something that they can simply tie and forget about, so that way it's not falling down in the middle of class. That's never good for anybody. So let's take a look at the material here. The student weight gi here, you'll notice, is roughly the same consistency, and it has a thin cuff and a light collar as well. Now, if you compare that side by side with a heavier weight gi, you'll notice that the cuff is much smaller and less intense, and the material is less intense too. Now if we look at the collar, you'll notice a significant thickness difference as well. So we have the two lapels right next to each other, just like that. Now I'd like to show you the characteristics of these gis when you have them on, and how the performance is a little different as well. So here we have the lightweight gi in action, and this is great because it feels comfortable, it's loose, it's light. If you've never worn a gi before, this is good to get you involved, because it's going to feel a little weird at first. You're not going to be used to the big baggy cuffs or the way that you put it on. This is a good introduction to that. Now, eventually you're going to want more and more response from your uniform so you can gauge how your techniques are. There's a concept called kime, which sometimes is used in regards to how much snap you can put into your gi, although that can be faked. But that's neither here nor there. So, in regards to response, if I just kind of throw a punch, you probably didn't catch much. It didn't speak to you very much. However, if we switch over to a heavier weight gi, I think you'll be able to detect a little more character in that technique. So here I am in a heavier weight gi. The student gi was about 8 ounces, and this is about 14. So this is not in regards to the height or the width of the uniform, it's the thickness of the material, the layers of stitching and the cuff and the sleeves. And if I try that same technique that I was using before, you can probably detect a little bit more of a character. It speaks a little more, it has a little more emphasis. So depending on your needs, that might be something desirable or non-desirable. Also, with a heavier gi, it tends to be a little hotter and a little more cumbersome, so sometimes starting off with a heavy gi can be a much higher learning curve and introduction stumbling block for a student.